I don't have the clicker.
Oh, okay. I can just, I'll follow along. Okay.
Good morning. Welcome to the virtual interior design technology open house. We're gathered here today on traditional Treaty 6 territory and Region 2 of the Métis Nation of Alberta. At Lakeland College, we acknowledge that Indigenous peoples are the first peoples of our country, and we honor and respect the history and roots of this nation. So thank you very much for joining us. The Vermilion campus has been around for a long time. It opened in 1913 and actually still has that countryside feel with green lawns and trees and as much sky as you want. The population of Vermilion is 4,500, so it's a small town. The student body is about 2,000 approximately. An interior designer needs many practical and applied skills. So interior designers develop detailed plans, elevations, and sections. They do space planning for both residential and commercial projects such as retail and hospitality. Select and specify finishes, furniture, and materials. Manually and digitally draft construction documents and present ideas and solutions using software such as AutoCAD, Revit, Photoshop, and SketchUp. And what remains still important is hand sketching and rendering. And we don't expect that you come with any of those skills developed. We expect that you will develop those skills while you're here. Why take interior design with us? Well, pre-COVID and after COVID, post-COVID, we'll be having educational conferences in Calgary and Toronto. First year students go to Calgary typically, and second year students go to Toronto for the interior design show there. We have been awarded the NKBA College of the Year award in both 2017 and 2019. We've also received 7 Excellence in Education awards from the NKBA. The NKBA stands for National Kitchen and Bath Association. Our students enter a bath and kitchen competition every year, and we have been lucky that we've had winners for 16 years. Also, our students have 24-hour access to the interior design wing of the campus. So they always have access to the computers, to the software, to anything they need to complete their work. And in addition, we have a degree transfer routes.
Good morning. My name is Rochelle Horn. I'm one of the instructors here for interior design. This is an image that we took at the Toronto Interior Design Show in 2020. This trip typically is fundraised partially by the students on their own time, and we spend about a week in Toronto for the Interior Design Show, attending trade day and the lectures and seminars they offer there. The students are also toured around the city and go to different showrooms and events correlated to the Interior Design Show as part of Design Week. Our first year students typically have a 2-day trip in the spring, their first year to Calgary or Edmonton. This image was taken at the Empire Kitchen and Bath showroom in Calgary, which is an award-winning showroom, and was coordinated through our relationship with the NKBA.
Good morning, my name is Jordan Kalzak, and I'm also an instructor here in the program. The award you see here, this is from the National Kitchen and Bath Association, which is a not-for-profit world-leading trade association, providing tools, research, certification, and events to thousands of professionals. And Lakeland College is proud to be the first NKBA affiliated school in Canada in 2000. We were one of 32 in North America as a founding school. which it's grown to over 125 different colleges and universities. So every year, this is probably a major part of the program. The students have a design competition, which they're given specific parameters to create a kitchen and a bath for a client. And they come up with their design in class and then submit it to the NKBA for judging. The award you see here is one of two that Lakeland College has won, this one being 2017 and the other 2019. And the next slide here shows our award that we won last year. So there's four of us here. Dave King is our dean, myself rocking my mustache, Rochelle Horn, and Fiona McLeod. This award's given to the top school that displays outstanding technical merit, precision drawings, and NKBA compliance standards. And I want to add that there is no College of the Year for 2020, so we are still the reigning champions. Lakeland College has also won 7 Excellence in Education Awards, like Fiona mentioned before, and the latest was last year as well. And the school must achieve a total of 90% or better on the student submissions.
For our students, our interior design technology program has 12 program-specific awards or bursaries that are just through Lakeland College. Our students have won over $103,000 US in awards and scholarships through the NKBA student competition alone. Some of those prizes have included all expense-paid trips to the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show, or KBIS, which alternates between Las Vegas and Orlando. We've touched briefly on our history with the NKBA, being the first Canadian school and only one of the 32 with founding member status. But one of the biggest benefits for our student is once they join our program, they have a sponsored membership and we have our own student chapter. We have already this semester alone, I think, had 4 guest lectures coordinated through our parent chapter, the NKBA Prairies chapter. So customized lectures that have been delivered live to our students. There are other scholarship opportunities for our students. And then another advantage would be for our graduates. So once our students complete an 8-week practicum after the second semester and second year, our students are eligible to write the Associate Kitchen and Bath Designer exam, which usually you need 2 years of work experience, but then it gives our students a second set of credentials right off the bat.
So I'm going to take you through just a general tour of the Bentley building on campus here. So the students get 24/7 access to the college lab and classrooms using their student key fob to unlock the doors. The next slide here shows the first year studio. So as you can see, you have your own workstation, drafting table for each one. And we basically set up shop here, and that is your spot for the whole year. So you don't have to move around, which is nice. You can set up, and there's cabinets for storage everywhere, so everything's tucked away nice and tidy. Next slide is our second year studio, which is basically the same idea with drafting tables for each student. The lab is our next slide. There's 20 workstations. This isn't shared with any other program, so we have this to ourselves. And the software that we use is loaded on each machine. And again, it's available 24/7. So 24 hours a day, meaning there have been some all-nighters pulled in here just to get final submissions in. The next slide is our repro room. You have access to all of the photocopiers / printers and only available to interior design students again. So we're pretty lucky to have all this to ourselves. And we also have a large scale plotter there, that black beast that you see in the middle. It prints large scale drawings up to a 36-inch wide. And then we have our project room, which is a big workshop, I guess, has a large workstation in the middle to build large scale models and whatnot. And the sample library, normally this is accessible to all the students to get material samples. So everything from tile, carpet, wood, fabric, paint, etc. is all available here for students to access.
Okay. We do have a few of our students here with us today for this session. So you'll be able to ask questions at the end in regards to anything we presented or questions you have, but sometimes we find the questions come up about residents or living in residence. For our residents on campus, there's Wi-Fi, cable, laundry, and parking. We have our own app that you don't need to be living in residence to use. If you're here working late, you can use the app to request someone from security walk you back to your car, or if you are living in residence, someone can walk you back to your dorm. And we have a number of student support services available, including Sarah, who is our wellness advisor. There are a number of other supports available through the library and the wellness center downstairs. Our faculty for the interior design program consists of Fiona McLeod, who is our department head, Jordan Kalzak, and myself, Rochelle Horn, and we are 3 full-time dedicated to the program. We have 3 supporting instructors from our carpentry department, Neil Napora, Curtis Casabo, and John Wilkinson, who teach some of our both first and second year courses as well. All right. And then our program, we have our own ambassador of goodwill and mental health. This is Rambo. He is a miniature long-haired dachshund. He has his Canine Good Neighbor title from the Canadian Kennel Club, and he has been approved through our new pet policy to be on campus. He also volunteers with our animal health technician program, and in 2018, he was Lakeland College's pet Halloween costume contest winner.
What was his costume?
He was a, what was he? A walrus. He was a walrus. Yeah.
Sometimes this is Fiona McLeod speaking, but sometimes we're lucky enough to have Rambo here with us, most often on Fridays. So he's terrific for everybody's mental health. I'm just going to talk a little bit about curriculum. The next slide will show you more detail how that works. So you'll see going horizontally across, we have design, drafting, and graphic presentation as being core pieces in our studio, so that you will need to be successful in design 1 in order to continue on into design 2, then on to second year, design 3, and design 4. So those are core courses, those top 3 horizontal rows there. But in addition, we also have materials and detailing, which is more or less how materials are put together. In addition, we have construction fundamentals and building systems, and then history of architecture, design, and effective writing, and digital graphics in second year, where the students learn Revit. And then professional practice, which is more about practice procedures, office procedures, the sequence of design work. And then after that semester, students go on a 2-month practicum, which typically runs from through May to near the end of June. So it's an 8-week practicum where they work with someone in the industry And I feel that practicum at the end of the program helps our students out into the world. And I feel like we also have a strength in that the students by second year will work on the same project in design, drafting, and graphic presentation. So that it results in a much stronger project because we have 3 different instructors all lending their own expertise. We have a transfer agreement with Yorkville University. This gives Lakeland College students 81 credits towards the 160 credit bachelor degree offered by Yorkville University. So you've already got 2 years of a 4-year program, essentially. Yorkville runs almost continuously, and they offer their courses online. So students can take courses as they're able to, sort of working on their own time. So this means that it is possible to be working and yet still taking courses online towards a degree. One of our graduates, Laura Guzman, won the Yorkville University's 2019 President's Award, and she graduated with a Bachelor of Interior Design.
We try to do as many real-life projects as we can, just because it's going to be something that students are expected to do instead of just being in the classroom trying to describe it. It's obviously, like anything, it's better to physically show it, so it's more hands-on. So this is an example of one of the real-life projects that some past students have been involved with. This is our on-campus lounge called Spurs. It was built in around 2010, and it was supposed to have a pub-style feel, but as you can see, didn't really hit the mark there. I think that green paint might have been left over. They just wanted to use it up. Not very pleasing, I think. Next slide is a rendering of one of the students' submissions. And obviously a lot nicer to look at, more of a pub style feel for sure. The next slide is looking outside of the lounge area. So this is existing before the students came in and renovated it. There's a large wall that basically closed all that off. So the next slide shows that wall being removed and everything's nicely opened up. I think originally they wanted to separate the bar side from the rest so they could close it off when the bar wasn't open. So actually they have installed some polycarbonate garage style doors to close that off, but when the bar is open, the wall basically is eliminated and everything's wide open. This is looking the other direction at the pool table side. Again, existing, pretty closed off. The next slide shows that wall removed, and again, everything's opened up, and the same finishes are applied here to continue across. And this is a real photo of how it looks, so it's pretty well exact to the student submission.
Our students have also designed various spaces for the community, such as the Vermilion Public Library. They've worked on the Elks Hall as well. They designed on campus a fireside room, which is a meeting room, as well as the Vermilion Public Bookstore. So we've had other real life projects as well. This slide shows perspective for the National Kitchen and Bath Association contest. The next one shows the a kitchen submission, showing materials chosen as well as a perspective for the kitchen design competition. This one actually did win first prize. This is an example of second year work where they work on commercial projects in second semester. This is a retail design storefront. The product was luxury sneakers. And this is showing the interior of that retail design. The restaurant is typically one of the last projects the students do here, and this is showing a student perspective for the restaurant. And the next one is the same project, just taken from a different position. Now, the next look at is actually second year, first semester project. Students designed a house on in the Riverside Park in Zion, and full sustainability, well, strong of indoor. Typically, it's rather small footprints, and students learn how to create things sketch and also create video. Outdoor spaces. Each year, time program is changed so that the program is different every year. Program being interior design for being right there, which is so career opportunities. Interior design firms, architectural firms, developers, home builders, kitchen and bath industry, and custom millwork are some of the opportunities for our graduates. This is a testimonial from one of our graduates, Mandy Wozniak. She was the recipient of the Governor General Award here at Lakeland College when she graduated. And she's saying that she thinks that she'd encourage other Lakeland students to work hard and put your heart into it, because in the end, it's all worth it. So thank you very much for joining us. If you are interested, the contact information for the enrollment person, Kaylee Schmidt, was on that last slide. And as Michelle mentioned, we have here a panel of students that are standing by to hear any questions that you might have. And of course, myself, Rochelle, and Jordan are also here to answer any questions that we might be able to help you with. So if you have any questions, please come forward and we'll be happy to answer them.
You're welcome to type your question in the chat. I've got a couple here already, so we can start with those ones. The first question, what are the class sizes like?
Class sizes for first year is smaller this year, so there's only 13 of us in first year. There is a capacity of 20 for both first and second year. I think second year this year is 16. 16. So it's very small. It's about half the size of a normal high school class.
which is great to learn a one-on-one relationship with your professors.
Mhm.
Maybe the students can compare what it's like to live in residence versus on campus.
Can I speak to the residence part, Kelsey?
Sure. So I've lived on residence for both my first year and second year. I live in the dorms, so first year I lived with an actual roommate in my room, and I had no complaints. I really liked it, and also the residence office is very accommodating. If you do have a problem between you and your roommate, you can always go talk to Judy, and she's really good to help. But this year, because of COVID, we all got our own rooms. So I got a nice big one. And residents, there's dorms, and then you live with like 40 other people and share a kitchen. But it's great, they're huge kitchens, and you get to meet people and cooking. There's also an option of townhouses, which is kind of more secluded. That's what Jonah's in right now. And you get your own washer and dryer and stuff, and you only have 2 other roommates usually. And then there's also deltas, which you can only get on your second year. But to get a delta, you have to earn points. And there's events that the RAs host for those points. And they're fun events. So, yeah, that's what residence life is like.
I haven't lived on campus for my first year and my second year. I do think that living on campus would be a good idea, especially for your first year, because it's a great way to meet people. But even without living on campus, I still met a ton of people from different programs, so don't worry about that if you're not interested in living on campus. If you're gonna live off campus, I highly suggest if you have Facebook, getting on the Vermilion Room and Rents Facebook page. There's constantly people looking to rent to college students.
Do you maybe want to speak about the amount of homework?
Sure.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this right off the bat, there is more homework than high school. It is college. It is more intense, especially in the interior design program. All of your assignments have direct correlation to something in the industry. So when you're starting off, all of your assignments are from the basics. So you're learning how patterns are constructed, how colors go well with each other. So you're going to get lots of smaller assignments. They may not be worth as much as second year assignments. But if you don't keep on top of your assignments, it does build up quite quickly, especially since you can get up to, I'm going to say 5 assignments a week at least. So there is quite a bit of homework, but with like the 24-hour access, you put in the time and effort, it does pay off. The instructors notice. You get good marks when you put in lots of effort, and they give you things you can work on better. As you move on, like from like the beginning of first semester to the second half of first semester, you'll notice that you get larger assignments. So they aren't quite as small in terms of the percentage of your final grade, but they require a lot more time. And they require a lot more effort into the thought and the presentation. So making sure that you're spending the hours either in the classroom or on your own in your room on campus or in your place off campus, that you're actually putting in the time to get the marks so that you have a better understanding for second year and second semester.
Hey, I'm Austin. I'm a second year. So I'd just like to add to that, it's all about time management. The big difference between first year and second year is that a lot of it's in the first year is a lot of lecture time, whereas in second year, you get a lot more class time to work on projects. So if you're good at time management, I mean, you have all this time in the second year, first semester, you work. In second year specifically, each month we get like a big assignment. And so there's 3 core subjects, you get a lot of class time. So if you can manage your time well, you're gonna do pretty good.
And I'd just actually like to introduce Austin and introduce himself. We have Jonah and Chelsea and Kelsey joining us today.
Also, if you're not good at time management, don't worry about it. I was absolutely horrible at it, and it's a skill that you kind of just have to learn while you're here. So you'll learn how to do it.
Mhm.
Okay, the last one I have here is asking about, can you buy your supplies on campus for your courses?
Short answer, yes.
Okay, short answer, yes. Okay.
You have to get your graphics and your drafting kits. I would suggest getting them within the first week, and you usually need to have them within the first week. So your drafting kit has all of the pencils, pens, erasers, rulers, all that kind of stuff that you'll be using for your drafting courses, especially by hand. Your graphics kit has the sketchbooks, trace paper, the micron pens, different sized ruler, which is really important. The one thing that the graphics kit doesn't include anymore is the chart pack markers, because with COVID, we weren't sure how we were going to be delivering the programs. So making sure that you have enough time to buy the chart pack markers, because I had to special order mine this last year, and it took 6 weeks to get the 30 markers in. And then another thing that you have to be aware of is your computers. So you can't come in with like a MacBook Air or a 5-year-old PC. You need to have something that's quite new and has a high performance and high storage, because of the programs that we're using. They require quite a bit of processing power. So making sure that you have time to view different models, see the specs, make sure that they work with what the program strongly recommends, and just having enough time if you have to order it in before the program starts. You don't really need it for first semester, but especially for second semester, that you have it. Big thing.
Yeah. There is, when you apply and are accepted into the program, you're also sent a list of material suggestions, supply suggestions, and it includes a recommended sort of baseline level specification for a laptop. So you have something you can take in with you to go when you go to Best Buy to say, this is what I need.
And all of the supplies last a very long time. Our second years, we all probably still have most of our supplies. We don't have to buy it anymore.
If we don't have any other questions, then we would like to do a draw for some swag. All right, let's see. My big head right in the camera here. Okay. Okay. On the thing.
Right, now, strictly speaking.
Oh, yeah. I remember today. I forgot. Okay.
Bro. I think the ones that are written on it. Oh, there we go.
Angel!
Angel! Okay, Angel, I'm going to put in the chat here. If you can email Kaylee, Schmidt at lakelandcollege.ca and provide your mailing address, then she will send out your prize of Lakeland swag. Congratulations.
So congratulations and thank you for joining us for our open house.
All right.
Hope to see you in the fall.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.